What's going on, guys? I am Patrick and you are watching The Business. Today we are talking all about my favorite show on television. There are only two shows that I have on my DVR. One is Revenge and the second is Scandal. And today marks the season finale of season 3, which makes me so sad because I'm like, what am I gonna watch? Time Warner, you can have my cable box back because I don't even need it anymore. So by the time you see this episode of The Business, the episode would have probably already aired because we're releasing it the day of the season finale. But let's just talk about some of the exciting things that happened this season. One of them being Olivia Pope got pregnant. No. Kerry Washington got pregnant, and that was the elephant in the room literally the entire season, because it's like, girl, you seriously tried it being pregnant this whole season. Well, the second part of the third season, where you're wearing the biggest coats, it's like headshots only. Like, it's like every time they go to everybody else, it's full body shots, and then they go to you and it's only a headshot. It was so good and so good to me this season that I will look past the fact that Kerry Washington was so obviously pregnant. And what we have to do is hit the streets and find out what people thought.
Okay, so do you think they should write Kerry Washington's pregnancy into the show?
I think they should have filmed it before she got big, because you can tell. But I think I don't know if that would, I don't know how crazy that would be if she ended up getting pregnant by Fitz, and it would have been even more of a scandal, but I think that's so predictable.
Whew. Has the season not been a roller coaster ride? There have been the best episodes ever that have left me like, what just happened? No! And one of those things being was the fact that Olivia Pope's mom escaped from jail. Now, the only thing that is not so realistic about that is the fact that she was in jail for like 20 plus years. And if she's such a bad, why wouldn't she have escaped earlier? So it was like finding out something about her daughter made her feel like she needed to escape immediately. And I'm like, okay, so that's not realistic, but I am glad that she's a part of the show, and I'm glad that she is slaying like crazy. Another like, oh my gosh, moment of the season is the fact that Quinn is no longer a gladiator. She is B613, and now she's like getting it on and popping with Huck. They making love like it's like that's the dirty, nasty, Mimi sex tape kind of love. It was just like, what? Like, what is going on? Like, I felt so uncomfortable watching that sex scene. Anybody else feel kind of like dirty and nasty when they were watching Quinn and Huck? So one of my biggest complaints this season is that, like, I feel like Scandal needs to kind of figure out the format of the show, because as much as I love everything about Scandal, I feel like some episodes were like so amazing. Like the episode where the dad said, "You are just a boy." Like, that episode was like insane. I loved it so much. But then the next episode following that was kind of super boring and like very, very lackluster. And the thing is that, you know, when the show initially started, every episode there was a different storyline where they had to figure something out, and Olivia Pope would fix people's problems. But the show has kind of evolved into a situation where it's more about Olivia and Fitz and what they're kind of doing in the White House and their love affair. And there's only really so far you can kind of go with that, because we know that he's not leaving Millie. It's not gonna happen. And speaking of Millie, Millie is getting it on and popping too. She was in the White House giving fellatio to the future vice president, while her family was right there, while Olivia was right there, while the president was right there. She wanted to be called, because if you're going to be doing something so scandalous, you might just actually lock the door. Something else that we have to talk about is the fact that Columbus Short is getting super turned up on the show. He's a gladiator. Off the show, he's getting super turned up. His wife is filing charges against him, saying that he threatened to murder her and suicide. Like, I don't even, like, I'm like, this is crazy. And then he got in a bar fight not too long ago. So it's just like, he's been so clean up until this point, but now for some reason, all of this dirt is coming out on him. I'm just wondering if that is somehow going to translate to his character. Is he still going to be on the show on season 4? Is it too much? What do you think about all this Columbus Short drama? As we look to season 4 and we give Scandal the time that it honestly needs to develop new storylines, new plot lines, what do you want to happen in season 4? I can only imagine. I can't even think of anything else that can potentially happen, because this season has been so ridiculously crazy. But leave your comments below and let us know what you think about the season 4 of Scandal.